Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Prince Harry could be facing an uncertain future in the United States as his visa application has been handed over to a federal judge for review. Harry has been challenged by a conservative US-based organization, the Heritage Foundation, on whether he might have lied on his visa application after revealing in his memoir Spare that he had taken drugs. Under current US legislation, applicants for certain types of visas are required to disclose any drug use, and doing so can result in their request being denied. Royal commentator Charlotte Griffiths said, "I'm actually amazed we've got here because this feels like it's been rumbling on for months and months. At first it felt like a bit of a stunt from the Heritage Foundation. They did the Freedom of Information request and we wondered if it would really lead to anything. But this moment is really big because it's actually led to something. This is really happening now." The Daily Mail's Richard Eden said, "As the US presidential election is on the horizon, we know Meghan is not a fan of Donald Trump, and that feeling is very much mutual. Trump's enjoyed making suggestions that they won't have such an easy ride if he's president again, so I think Harry has every reason to feel nervous in the USA now, and it would suit him if he's got that escape route back to his homeland." If Prince Harry is found to have lied on his visa application, he could face the prospect of having his visa cancelled, potentially putting his future in the US in jeopardy. Royal insider Deep Crown said, "The idea of Meghan hosting a Netflix show while living in the UK does seem rather far-fetched, doesn't it? Canada might seem like a logical alternative. It's a bit closer to home, both geographically and culturally, and it could provide a bit of buffer from the intensity of the American political scene. But it's not exactly a hotbed of Hollywood activity, which could put a damper on Meghan's career aspirations. Poor Harry, caught in the middle of it all. He's always been fiercely loyal to his wife and has supported her dreams and ambitions at every turn, but I can't help but wonder if he's starting to feel the strain of being so far from his family and the life he's always known. The idea of an escape route back to the UK is an intriguing one. It would certainly provide a safety net of sorts, a way to retreat from the pressures of their new life if things get too intense. But would Meghan be willing to make that leap? Would she be able to adapt to the constraints of royal life once again after fighting so hard to break free?" Royal expert Charles Ray told The Sun, "We wanted to give Meghan a chance. She had everything, really. She was an American, she was an actress, and she was good-looking. She had all the right attributes to be a good member of the royal family, and she blew it. Catherine hasn't blown it. She's been a huge asset to that family." Palace Intrigue will be right back. William and George attended an Aston Villa match together on Thursday evening. George was sporting an Aston Villa scarf as the team won 2-1 against Lille in the first leg of the Europa Conference League quarter-final. King Charles' vision for a junior royal to step up amid the royal health crisis has been ruined by recent Netflix and Amazon dramas focusing on the infamous 2019 Newsnight interview with Prince Andrew. Princess Beatrice has been increasingly visible, stepping in for royal family duties as both King Charles and Princess of Wales face cancer treatments. However, ambitions for her to take on a more permanent role have been reportedly scuppered due to the ongoing scrutiny surrounding her father. Prince Andrew's interview about his ties with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein has been dramatized in the Netflix release Scoop. Amazon is set to add fuel to the fire later this year with a Very Royal Scandal, a series that will recount the saga from journalist Emily Maitlis' perspective. Speculation is rife that a Very Royal Scandal might shine an uncomfortable spotlight on Beatrice's involvement in the interview, potentially undermining her position. A royal insider told OK, "B feels like that this has set her back a few steps, just as everything was going right for her within the royal family. B was very much focused on her charitable work and was looking forward to contributing more. This is the last thing she needed. Charles and William were starting to see her as a pivotal part of plugging the gap within the family, but she feels like that's all been ruined now. B is dreading the release of Emily's version of events because she thinks she will feature more heavily in it. She believes it will stir everything up for no reason, and nobody will let her live it down. To say she is upset is an understatement. She's devastated. Beatrice is luckily a very resilient young woman. She's trying her very best to stay focused and weather the storm, but it's been tough for her. Eugenie and her close friends have been there for support, and she's putting on a very brave face. Both girls, Beatrice and Eugenie, wish the whole thing would just go away, but fear they could be tarred with this brush for the rest of their lives. It's difficult to see them like this." According to royal historian Gareth Russell, the slimmed-down monarchy may not be a mistake, but it's not what was intended. He told Us Weekly, "At the minute, we're looking at a monarchy that really was just holding it together in terms of the number of functions they had to attend in events, overseas visits, and particularly their charitable and military obligations." Russell mentioned that this has led to discussions in the British media about the possibility of moving Lady Louise Windsor, daughter of Prince Edward and Sophie, and Princess Beatrice and Eugenie, daughters of Prince Andrew, into senior working royal positions. Otherwise, it is unsustainable. At the minute, Prince William is the only senior working royal man under the age of 60 and above the age of 16. Russell also noted that only 2 women royals, Kate, 42, and Sophie, 59, fall into that category. Russell pointed out that as Princess Anne, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, Queen Camilla, and Charles begin to scale back their duties, there was going to be a seriously underweight monarchy when potentially you would just have King William and Queen Catherine dealing with it, doing all of it under their children come of age. The slimmed-down monarchy sounded a very good idea when there were so many working royals back in 2001, but through a variety of factors, it is now something that needs to be rethought. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalacintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or your app of choice. Hey, leave a review. Hit those 5 stars if you like the show. It all helps us out. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. It's Palace Intrigue, and good times.